All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the IRO Round 5 Monza 8 Hours Stint number 2. I am your favorite American, DJ Brohawk, and I am joined, as usual, by my favorite Londoner, Slide Rules, aka Wayne. Brother, it is good to be back on the horn with you once again. How's it going? Clearly,
I'm good. I know I'm good. Microphone was up in the air. Leave me alone. Starts already, doesn't it?
We're 10 seconds in and we're already having a good time. So, Wayne, this is a track that both you and I are very familiar with. And speaking of familiar, the pre-race shenanigans are about to start. But tell us a little bit about Monza and what you know and how you feel about it.
It's in Italy. It's one of my favourite Formula One tracks, actually. But I think it's everybody's favourite Formula One track. You see the cars going off in their parade lap. That's awesome to see. It's about low aero, it's about speed, it's about getting the Lesmos right, it's about getting a Scari right, and it's about getting the first corner right. I mean, yeah, it's about getting everything right. That was one of those superlatives. A commentator's superlatives right there, wasn't it? It's about getting everything right. No.
Well, here we have our spotter's guide on the screen there. Have a few car changes. I don't remember them all, but I know that ORT switched to the Viper, and I believe one of the teams switched to the M6 immediately after ORT gave it up. I don't know who that was. May have been Project Platypus. It definitely wasn't us. May have been Race Asylum. I don't know. In any case, there's your spotter's guide. All very cool liveries. We'll go over them. Also, Wayne, I'm echoing in the party chat. So I'm sure that people, while they might love to hear my voice, they may not listen to it twice.
I don't know how to fix that. Is that better?
Honestly, no, but that's alright. We'll fix it. Anyway, while
it might not be me then.
Maybe it is me. I don't know. Whatever.
I can't hear an echo.
Oh, that's better.
Can.
Can. Is this a dance stream? Hold on, forget the race. Let's talk about dance. Anyway, we're going to talk about the dance of the standings. So there's the standings from overall point standings and from the last race at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. And anyway, that's how that looks. Sector 7 Racing with a pretty sizable lead over Esports Race Asylum. And I've just realized that this particular setup does not include the game audio, so we're going to switch over to the game. We're having a good time. All right.
You have to remember, everybody, that it's like 9 o'clock in the morning for DJ, and I'm pretty sure he's just woken up.
You're correct. Not only did I just wake up, but I had to deal with DJ the dog.
DJ Brodog.
Hello, Nay. Welcome, Joshua. Yes, we do have an echo in comms. I'm just gonna blame Wayne for that. But to be fair, Wayne had surgery yesterday and is here like a champ, so just have to.
You might need to fix that. I don't have a stream link either to read the chat. Yes. Är med frid, Susa.
How do you have party chat? You have a headset, don't you?
Yes. And I have my microphone set up as the lowest setting so it doesn't feed back through the headset, and the volume is down, so that's not feeding through the microphone. Plus I have Turtle Beach, so Yes, I wasted my money on Turtle Beach before the chat explodes. I like the free sticker, alright? Actually, I bought these when I bought my PS4, so that can tell you how good they actually are.
Alright.
Danke.
Well, I was just wondering if you had me like on your phone or something.
No.
What? It's actually my fault. No, can't be. Whatever. You get DJ Brohawk twice and Wayne once.
Echo, still?
Hello?
Hello?
Still there.
Hello?
Still there. Look, you
Echo, still?
Oh god, you're putting it on the stream. No. People don't need to hear me 3 times.
It's only you echoing, I'm not echoing.
I know, turn it off. No,
Our favourite American doesn't like hearing his favourite voice of his own.
No, not when it's turned into like NES quality. It's not good.
There is one other person in this party.
No,
Yeah,
there
he's
isn't.
doing his he's doing his racely duties. We are joined by Stint 2 host and race director Heza, who's not required to talk.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody, indeed. Except for those of us in the United States. In which case, it's good morning.
Or Australia, that's evening.
Or if you're Australia, it's like the crack of dawn over there. Welcome to everyone all over the world. How about that?
It's a good way of looking at it.
Because the race started so early, I have no idea who's in what position. So you and me are going to figure this out at the same time.
I'd be kind of following this up, but I've been trying to rest so that I can sit here and talk for 2 hours with a sore mouth.
Favorite American, you have Claudio Reina at the party. He could be lurking. You never know. To be fair, Claudio Reina is kind of on my. It's a family-friendly stream, so I'm not going to say what list he's on, but he's on a not happy list for all the shenanigans that he and Gio have. Well, I think this was his fault with the World Cup and all that. But anyway, that's a whole separate side topic that's not relevant for our 2-hour stint here.
Are we talking about football?
Yes.
Oh,
Anyway,
in a racing commentary.
you know what? How many times have we talked about Xbox on a PlayStation?
Oh, it only hurts when I laugh.
While we're waiting for the race to kick off, I had surgery probably about 15 years ago to have something removed from my mouth, and my friends made it absolutely clear they were going to make me laugh as much as possible. If I even smiled, it hurt. It was a time.
Yeah, was that one tooth or?
No, I had what's called a mucocele.
Okay.
Which is basically where the inside of your lip, part of it gets damaged and it doesn't heal right. So they have to remove the glands from in there because it'll bubble up. It's pretty gross looking, but you have to have it surgically removed. So that was fun.
If all is correct, Mr. Finalized would go out first in car 45.
Thank you, race director. Look, we even have the race director. The guy that on the F1 or the World Endurance people.
Michael Massey.
Sure, I don't know who it is. So we have a GTR in P1. Hey.
Isn't it a beautiful specimen of a motor vehicle?
Well, Nissan doesn't think so because they quit making them.
Yeah, they're going electric apparently with the next one. All electric. Yeah.
last straight.
I'm quiet. Am I?
That is literally a physical impossibility for this American to be quiet.
Ha ha ha. Oh, here we go.
And we're away. We're away. Finalizes off.
Well,
good luck to everybody in Stint 2.
Yes, good luck, everybody. Hello, Ray. I can fix the quiet thing. I just gotta move my mic closer. And we're off. Wayne is so loud in comparison. Oh, you know why? Because I changed my settings on this. I think the balance. Looks like the Sector 7 racing car is away. Here we go. We've got Evo filling up. We've got Zico, who's going to be right behind him. Project Platypus. We got ORT filling up. Looks like Evo and Zico are going for a full tank. If Wayne stays,
official should be going as we speak.
Sorry, DJ, I was just taking care of some admin stuff.
No, you're good. Looks like our boy Tom is out in a pack. Oh, there are 4 cars right there, all within 2 seconds of each other. A little bit of a different set of strategy going on here. Oh man. If Wayne continues to be loud, I can tinker with that real quick. It'll just be a little goofy looking on the stream.
I can turn my mic level down if that helps.
I think it's my balance. But yeah, you may want to turn it down a little bit. There's only so much I can do here. So yeah, these 4 cars have a little bit of different strategy going on. Be interesting to see.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. We can.
Is that better?
We can figure it out. Yeah.
All right, cool. There we go.
So we've got a little bit of a battle here. King's on the mediums and Official on the softs. Let's see if maybe... Ooh, Kings might have run a little wide. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Official looking to give the bump to Kings. Interesting. Oh, and Kings gets a little wide on Parabolica, and I think now Official's going to go for a move.
It's such an easy thing to do on Parabolica. It's just the car just lets go of the steering and you just off to the left.
Interestingly enough, with Kings being on the mediums, he may have figured out that Official was on the softs and just elected to let him go. In these races, it's always, I think, better to do that. Just don't get caught up in trying to fight. Although, speaking of caught up, that Viper is something else in a straight line. Good grief. Although Kings is really struggling with it in the slow corners. We'll keep an eye on this as we go along. Interesting strategy here. Shadow is actually on the mediums, but is on low fuel. Whereas Streeter Tom in the Grid Life Lexus is on soft, but has a full tank.
We'll see how that plays out with the weight.
Yep, I believe this is Loose Moose Racing in P9, P1R and P10. We have, I believe this is Race Asylum Black in the M6 and P11. P12 is off. Pretty cool looking Aston Martin livery. We have Sector 7 Racing P13, and we have RX Racing P14. So, back to TV view. Hey, Jacko, Lemon, River Ruckus, what's up, fellas? Welcome. So the top three, really, P1 and 2 are kind of on their own race at the moment. Going through the grid, all we really have right now is this little pack of cars from P5 down to P8.
Some pretty good drivers in that run as well.
Oh yeah.
And different tire strategies.
Yep, and different tire strategies. Looks like the Corvette here will not be on the mediums for very long. See if either the Lexus here or the M6 can get into a groove and make up time on the Corvette. I can't imagine the mediums being faster than the softs in the long run.
I just genuinely don't think that's how Gran Turismo works. There's too much of a gap between the tyres for there to be that kind of... It should be that way.
You know that my dad has really gotten into Formula One over the last couple of years, and so when I see them on the hard tires and they're going basically just as fast as the other compounds of tires, I'm just like, what's the point of even having these?
That's exactly... Well, you see, the thing is, they do actually still last longer.
Right.
Right, they do. So basically the idea is to have grip longer, right? And Gran Turismo doesn't seem to understand that, right? So the medium tyre, essentially the medium tyre should be, or even the hard tyre should be the best tyre for this race, because you'll have grip longer. And you're all going at your top speed. I mean, the tyre grip doesn't stop your top speed. It's only going through the corners where it really matters. There's not, I mean, there are corners, but there's not, it's Monza. It's a high-powered track. I mean, when the Formula One cars come here, they have a special aero set up that they only use for Monza. And I watched a YouTube video of Formula One at Le Mans. I think it was last year. It might have been last year. I'm not sure. I'm sure James will correct me in the thing. But and I saw the interview of the engineer, and he goes, "Yeah, we just bought the Monza wing."
The Monza wing.
So they even call it the Monza wing. Yeah. So. Yeah, there is very little gap between the tyres in Formula One, and it's always better to get a driver in, get him on the hard tyres, and catch up with that guy that's on the soft tyres that's running out. So proper undercut.
Right. Yeah, the tire strategy in Formula One has never made a lot of sense to me, but I'm not nearly as experienced in it. So we have a potential battle brewing with P6 and P7. Officials slowly been reeling in the Grid Life Lexus. That's of course the AHR M6. I talk like, because we know who Tom is. He's definitely within the tow. He's been slowly reeling him in over the last couple of laps.
Yeah, Tom has settled into the team just perfect.
Yep. Absolutely. He's one of our... I wouldn't say he's one of our newer members at this point, but he's, considering how old the team is at this point, he's one of the newer folks, and definitely a valuable member of the team.
He's also very good for the driving advice and the coaching.
Oh, yeah. We are very lucky to have him, that's for sure.
Yes, that's for sure.
Everyone knows Tom. That's good to know.
That's good to know. That is. Yeah, that was one of my proudest moments in my career as teaching swimming, was when somebody called me to come and work. I've been given your number. We would like you to come and work for us. No interview, no nothing. Just go teach kids. It's like proudest day of my moment. Yeah. You'll get there as well with your dance teaching. Somebody will recommend you to someone else.
Oh, we got a 1 second penalty for Streeter Tom, and not a 1 second penalty for our Tom. So we're going to see P6 change hands. There was going to be a fight for it before too long, but now Mr. Turismo has elected to take matters into his own hands. And I think officials seeing that may be going to go a little easy here through Ascari. Lemon, you don't need coaching. Oh, and Grid Life went way off the racing line there. That was interesting. I guess because he had the penalty, he just decided to give it up.
Yes, you could almost say it's a tom-tom.
They must battle to see who's the top Tom. Well, at least in this particular moment, AHR's Tom is the top one. And look how much time he lost. That was... He went off the racing line exiting Ascari, I guess to get out of the way because he had the penalty, and lost about 3 seconds total.
Not had much experience with the Lexus, to be honest.
I'm surprised to see him revving it out. That's one thing that I remember about the Lexus. Of course, I haven't driven it in a while, but was shifting it early. And that you could save fuel in it, and you wouldn't lose any time.
Right.
In any case,
yeah.
Let's while you're talking, let's go through the field real quick and see. P1 7 seconds ahead. I think that gap has actually come down a little bit since we last checked. I think it was around 9 seconds before, but my memory is only so good. As I tell people, my memory is good, but it's short. So it's entirely possible.
Looks like number 2 has a bit of internet issues.
P2 has internet issues, says the race director. Anyway, Sector 7 in P2, we have the Esports Race Asylum GTR in P3. P4 is Project Platypus. And then about 9 seconds behind Project Platypus is, I believe that's GT Finland. And then about a second and a half behind is Apex Hunter Racing, AHR. Then about 3 seconds behind is Grid Life. Then we have ORT in P8. Then we have Loose Moose Racing P9, Project 1 Racing, or P1R, P10. We have a blue flag here in P11 for Race Asylum Black. Let's see if he yields here or if he'll wait till the main straightaway. I would almost rather yield here because yielding on the front straight is going to screw your braking point up for the first chicane. And speaking of internet, that was some wild lag.
What the hell?
That was what I was talking about.
Oh, okay, I see.
He always has it on that corner and on the first chicane.
Oh, so we're going to get to see another lag. Okay, so...
Rubber banding. Awesome.
So I would think we should have seen the Race Asylum car yield to the blue flag. Oh. Yeah, this is a blue flag thing. That was, I would say that was not handled the best there. Although, to be fair, he could be lagging like crazy, but still,
See, the thing with Monza is the best place to get rid of a blue flag situation is to do it going into the corners because of the straights. You know, you're just gonna. It's just a lot easier just to both of you slow down and do it through the corners.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, the car slowing down is not going to slow down enough, and you're not going to hinder the car behind it too much. It was forced overtake.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt a little messy, but that's also because I think they emphasized trying to get...
I honestly don't disagree with doing it into the first corner.
Well, you know, it's easier to let him go on a straight. And just... I would have done it before Parabolica. But anyway, we carry on. We've seen here P12 is one of the Sector 7 Lexuses. Lexi? I don't know what the polar.
Yeah. What do you call a flock of Lexuses? See?
Lexi. Lexuses.
They roam free on the fields of Japan.
And then in P14 we have RX Racing. Yeah, so the gap to P1 is coming down because now it's 6 seconds. It was 7, so this Sector 7 Lexus is putting in some laps. And the gap to P5 is coming down, although that's to be expected because, again, P5 is on
School of
mediums.
Lexus.
A school of Lexus like a fish.
We have to go out and collect the Lexuses in for the winter. Put them in the barn. They take the old sheepdog up there to collect them.
You're right.
Come by. Way lad, come by.
You've got a Lexus herding dog.
Yeah, a Lexus dog.
A Lexus dog. To be fair, people that own a Lexus are probably snooty enough to have a Lexus dog. I don't know.
Lexus is one of those funny companies that's technically American, Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, that's
luxury.
Right. They made it for Americans, didn't they? Is that how the story goes?
So the story goes, and I know that before everybody rushes to the comments, I know that this is not technically the truth, but the story goes they couldn't sell cars in America because of the Second World War, for whatever reason. I don't care what the reason was, but that was apparently so. What the Japanese did was make up other car companies, built the cars in America, and that's where that Michael Keaton film comes from, Gung Ho, I think it's called. It's one really good movie, where they build cars in America and they give them the Acura name, the Lexus name. I'm not entirely sure that that's 100% accurate, but they are the American arm of a lot of the Japanese car companies. Like Infiniti is Nissan, I think.
Yeah. Same idea.
It is the Japanese Mercedes. You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong there. It is the It is the Japanese Mercedes. They were Lexus. Rather than what Honda were doing with the Acura, where they were just rebadging all of their cars with Acura badges. What Lexus went for, they went for a higher end market. They were going for the luxury end of things, leaving Toyota as their sort of cheap. I wouldn't say cheap. I mean, see the price of a Supra. Yeah. Ow.
Did you say Acura?
Acura, yeah.
Is that what you call it over there?
What do you call it?
Acura?
Aluminum. So, yes, it's Acura. Whatever, Acura. Okay, we give you a language. Yeah, so that's basically the story behind it. I think.
Speaking of like it, we have a battle for P5 on our hands. Different strategies here for P5 and P6. I need to remember what the buttons are to do the camera angles. I don't stream much these days. Can you boys tell me how much fuel Shadow has? The graphic is in the way. I know the bosses at IRO demand I put the graphic, but the answer is that not a lot. Well, we have an example of my favorite new term to talk about with the boys in AHR, dirty air.
Not dirty air. Deal with dirty air like you deal with... No, do that joke.
Not for the children.
Well, think of the children. No, I'm not going to do that joke. I'll save that one for the internal AHR.
To answer your question, Hills, the Corvette's going to be coming in pretty soon, I think. There's definitely a big fuel difference between what Official has and what Shadow has.
By lingering.
What?
Lingering on Official.
I know, because there's a fight going on. This is what we do in comms. We talk about fights. This is the closest battle we have on the track. Lingering, telling me how to do my job.
What?
I definitely thought about making a. I'm trying not to joke about. I'm trying not to joke about it. You have to start the jokes with that. Ooh,
What's that? What was my operation yesterday?
Yes.
I had 6 teeth out yesterday, and I'm sitting here and I'm high on painkillers. I can't make the aching cheek joke either because it's not before the watershed. So
Shadow Chef, I'll get to that in a moment. I think this is really the only close battle on the track. Oh, Shadow went wide. At least on my screen, he went wide. Is Official going to go for a move? No.
thanks, Uche. Taking one for the team today. 2 for the team actually. We're doing more things later in Stint 4 and hosting Stint 4. My good friend Perry will be streaming Stint 4.
Alright. I don't think there's going to be a move. Oh, there will be a move. Here we go. This is what we want. Moves into turn 1.
I'll let you, just
Oh,
let
and a
you
yellow
do the talking,
flag.
Wayne.
There was Project Platypus. Alright, hang on. Let's see what's going on here. So we saw the move. Let's see what happened to Project Platypus, who was well ahead. Oh,
I completely missed the corner. It's horrible. Horrible.
That is unfortunate. And on top of that, we have a proper duel going on now for P5. I'll get to the whole field in a moment.
Ray, I'm the kind of person that if you're gonna do something, just do it all and get out of the way. I haven't got time to keep going back to the hospital to have 1 tooth out at a time. Take them all out if you have to.
And with all this battling for P5, P7 has now caught up. All right, people have demanded it. Let's quickly go through the field here. So P1 now has a 3.5 second gap to P2. It has been slowly coming down this whole stint. We're gonna have a battle for P1 before long. P2, Sector 7 Racing, 3.5 seconds behind. Then we have Esports Race Asylum, about 52 seconds behind in P3. 20 seconds behind them is the Project Platypus M6, which, of course, as you just saw, had a moment going into turn 1. Then we have another change in position. About 3 seconds behind is AHR in P5. Then we have a train of 3 cars, GT Finland P6, Grid Life P7. I mean, it's hard to look away from this, folks. We'll see if Official can break away, or will GT Finland go for a move into turn 1? Not this time. And Official got a much, much better exit.
Can you switch to Corvette for a second?
Yep.
That's what I thought. That's okay.
And it looks like the Corvette will be pitting any minute now. So now we're going to go back to P7. We have the Grid Life Lexus. P8 is the Viper from ORT, about 9 seconds behind. And then we have a potential fight for P8 in our hands with the... Is this the Loose Moose car? It is the Loose Moose car. E9. We have P11 in the pits. E10 is the P1R car. The new P11, as they're dealing with a blue flag through Curva Grande. That was actually pretty well handled. I liked how they handled that. And we have another Sector 7 Racing Lexus in P11. P12 is, oh, which one is this? I'm missing a vehicle here. Let's see.
So the professional commentator here.
I know. This is what happens when I get up at the crack of dawn. Well, I had the spotter's guide on the screen, but I don't want to put it back on the screen just for me to figure out which car that is. Now I have to zoom out. There we go. Okay, theoretically, this should be the Sector 7 Racing Boomers car, but for some reason the livery's not loading on my screen, so... In any case, we carry on. P13 is the Race Asylum Black M6, and then P14 is the RX Racing 650. It looks like Official has held P5 for the moment. But we do have a proper battle for the lead coming up between Finalized and Greg. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Grego? In any case.
It's actually an exciting race.
Ray is singing in the chat. This is where we're at. Last minute racing is in P1.
Yes, but Ray, I'm free from desire.
Now, you and I both know that's a lie. So there's a lapped car in between P1 and 2, which could make things a little awkward. See if Sector 7's Lexus can get around the Vantage. Can I just say, like, as a complete sidebar, that it's nice to see that the Vantage isn't dominating this race?
Yeah. I mean, the thing has no aero to begin with at the front, so I would have expected it to be quick, but.
Well, speaking of which, we do have the successful overtake of the blue flag due to the driver going a little wide there. We did see P7 go into, or actually it wasn't P7, he was P5. He went into the pits, so that is going to put Shadow well down the grid for now, but of course, mediums are required in this race, and they have gotten their medium stint out of the way, so now it's just going to be 2 soft stints for the Corvette. So Shadow's going to come out in P10. We'll keep an eye on that. Penalty for P9, but here you can see the gap to P1 is now within slipstream range, catching just a whiff of the driver in P1. The chat has gone off the rails. All I know is if I was the driver in P1, it never feels good to be caught, but I feel like being caught when you're in the lead probably feels especially rough.
Irritating.
It's like every corner you look at the gap and it's just coming down and down and down and down.
Well, I was in a race the other week at Brands Hatch with some of the boys, Jacko, and I was racing against Scooby, and I was in the lead, and he decided to do an extra pit stop that I decided not to do. He was just catching me hand over fist. I eventually finished first, but yeah, I was sweating.
Yep.
Sweating in that car.
Yep, the gap now under a second. Now this will be an interesting strategy decision, because how much do you want to fight this? I tend to drive very conservatively, so if I'm being caught, especially early. Like if I was in the last stint, you can forget it. I'm going crazy no matter what. But in a stint like this,
I mean, they could work together. I'm gonna murder this Gregu guy. I don't know. He could
Sector
sit
7.
behind and just save full. Yeah, that brilliant. I can deal with that. Sector 7, awesome.
Oh, the lag is crazy.
What the hell?
The lag is crazy. Being caught.
That would be
and then
off-putting. That would off-put me, man. I would have crashed.
Everyone else is doing good as far as the lag. It actually looks pretty nice. It's just that this one car is like all the lag is stored up in one vehicle.
I would have made the McDonald's internet joke, but there you go.
It's one of those things. Yep, you see him lift. He lifted there. He let him go. I mean, you almost have to, right? If he's lagging that much to the drivers, it's not worth it. You're gonna end up crashing. And you can use the slip if he's not that much faster than you.
You save a little bit of fuel as well.
Yep. Yeah, I don't blame Finalized at all for just yielding the position there. So I think that's been sorted. Finalized went kind of deep into Parabolica. Maybe he was going a little faster through there than he thought, but anyway, I think that's resolved for now. So not much to say about the battle for P4. P6 has made an appearance. I believe P6 pitted. They're on the mediums now and have a pretty full tank of fuel. So we will have a battle brewing there.
Yeah, lap 13 they pitted.
Yep. Man, look at you just keeping track of everything.
No, it's on the right-hand side of the screen next to the 13. That's what P.
I should know that. Well,
It's,
I guess because
it's plain to see for everybody right now.
You know that Gran Turismo's kind of bugged, so that sometimes the P thing. It's like Tom didn't pit on lap 9. You know what? That 152 was the lap where he got.
It's got to be.
First chicane, I think. Whatever the case, Platypus is now P6, and someone pointed out, yes, fog is rolling on into the track.
Unfortunately, it's the best we can hope for, guys, is to actually sit in the rain cloud.
Yeah, that's right.
That won't happen at Monza, PD, Polyphony Digital.
Right.
Rains on Gran Turismo 6, Monza.
I know. We were talking about that before. In fact, in my next YouTube video, whenever that is, rain plays a very important part in it. It'll make it. I need to get it done. I just have so much going on, but it's gonna make some purists really angry. Good afternoon, Dan. Good to see you.
Hey, Dan.
Rain is the great equalizer. Look, the P13P is gone. You know how we talk about Gran Turismo being a half-baked game for the family-friendly version?
A family version of Gran Turismo.
No, I'm talking about instead of saying what I normally call Gran Turismo, called it half-baked.
Oh, half-baked. There you go.
I don't know if that's a term over there. I feel like it probably should be.
It is a term.
Yeah.
It's probably a term that started over here and followed you over there. Bit like apple pie.
Did apple pie really follow us over here? I would, you know what? I would love for an apple pie to follow me to my kitchen right now.
Oh, do you know I'm an apple? I am apple. I can't. Yeah, just lovely.
I'm like
Thank
apple
you.
everything.
Yeah. What's for afters? Apple pie. Oh, you are joking. Give it to me. Just put the whole thing in front of me. Get with the cream. Come on.
So a 2-second gap has built to P1. Similar fuel and tires, just that the Lexus is mighty. Of course, this fellow with the fastest lap as well.
You know, this could start a war, Jacko. You know, wars have started for less. You know.
Apple crumble?
Yeah, don't listen to him.
Look, I'll eat apple anything, all right? I don't care, because the crumble is the top part, right? That's what makes it.
Yeah, it's just the pastry of the pie all crumbled up.
Yeah.
Jacko could have started something in the chat.
Like last time we streamed, something like this happened.
If anyone mentions rhubarb crumble, I will go off my. I'll go off my meds.
Oh, you mean red celery?
Oh.
I don't understand. Like,
so when I was young, I'm 48, right? So I grew up in the 1980s, and rhubarb was one of these things that our government made sure that every child had to eat. And I've got PTSD to this day. Rhubarb crumble at my school. It was the most. I mean, it wouldn't have been very hard for our cook to put a bit of sugar on it, right? Not her. No. You had full sour. You were walking around literally with dry mouth for the rest of the day, right? Hideous. Anyway, racing.
Hot. Hey Hansa, welcome in. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and cancel Ray. Ray says no fruit should be hot. I mean, come on, we gotta have our pie, our what do they call it over here? Why can't I think of it?
As American as apple pie, they say, don't they?
Yes.
Or as Jeremy Clarkson said, as American as an eagle made out of cheese.
I don't think we invented cheese or apple pie, so.
No. That is true. However, what does it matter? Apple pie is just as good over there as it is over here, mate.
And to answer your question, it is official. Official's on the sticks. Well, he's on wheel, but on the sticks for AHR in P4. He's opened up a little bit of a gap to P5. P5 on a similar strategy, but with way more fuel.
Might help him out during the pit stops. Put a little bit less fuel in.
Yeah. But it could just be, you know, I mean, you have listened to me strategize many times over the years, and really it's all just a matter of, you know, how much fuel total you need to add, and so at the end of the day you might be adding roughly the same amount. But I was gonna see if he was short shifting the Lexus, but he's not, so that Lexus may end up using more fuel because of that too, so it's something to think about if you are the Grid Life Lexus. I mean,
are we helping out the racers now? Are we helping them out? Drive faster.
Have you considered pressing the gas harder?
Oh, the internal AHR jokes that just come out in stream chats.
First of all, Jocko, cheese and apple pie. I want you to know, I don't know, I'm sure you have something like this over there, but we have something called a cheese Danish, which is, it's cream cheese. It's not, you know, cheese, but it's delicious.
Personally, I don't trust a country where the cheese comes in spray cans.
Evo was able to overtake a fellow Race Asylum car, blue flag, no problem. See, Venus understands. Although Venus's take on cake over pie, he might have to be, he might be a fraud for that one. Chocolate sprinkle sandwiches?
I don't even want to say that word on stream.
Hagelslag.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it in my very, very London accent. All right, just.
You'll probably say something like hagel, something like that.
No, it's the last part that we'd probably have problems with.
Oh.
Slag. Yes, sir. Slag. Yeah.
Is that a bad word over there?
Yeah, I met her on the dark alley.
Oopsie, sorry, my bad.
We use that one as slang, but I don't know if it's in the same. Maybe I
probably.
learned that one from y'all. I don't know. Well, we don't have any close battles on track. Well, this one's kind of close. Shadow has been reeling in the P1R Vantage ever so slowly.
It's really testing the suspension on that Vantage right there. Sorry if my voice goes funny every now and then. It's because ow.
It's because you lost some weight yesterday.
Thank you, DJ. Oh, you say the nicest things. This is why we're brothers. Oh, I did. They weighed me embarrassingly enough before. I know they have to for the anaesthetic, otherwise I could end up dead. But that was like. Come over here. We have to weigh you. Oh.
How does that work? How do they?
So they do it by. I mean, they do any drug by weight, really. But
well, no. I mean, but how do they weigh you?
Oh, what? Because I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
They politely. I can stand for short periods of time, so it's not an issue to just jump on the scales. And some hospitals, clever hospitals, and I'm not going to knock King's at all. Actually, big shout out to all the staff at King's who took care of me yesterday. Also, a big shout out to my friend Sandy, who made sure I went in the right direction home after they kicked me out. They literally, genuinely, they woke me up, got me dressed, and kicked me out the door. It was hilarious. I was like, which way is up? Just like that. So if it wasn't for my friend Sandy pointing me in the right direction home, I would have not got there. I would have probably ended up God knows where.
We have Sector 7 Me Cougar in the pits. Looks like they'll be coming out P12 for their soft stint. P1 has opened a 6-second gap to P2. Evo is slowly reeling in P2, although it's not quite as drastic as P1. Well, we have a blue flag moment here for official. Let's see if RX yields on the straight just before the braking zone into turn 1. Nice and clean by all involved there. We appreciate that.
Tom is having a monster drive.
Yeah, he's a monster driver. So we have P1 in the pits. So that's going to put Finalized back in P1 at least temporarily, although it looks like they'll be pitting any moment now. So we'll see where the Sector 7 Lexus that was in the lead. I mean, there's such a huge gap. P3 is just now coming through Ascari. Although fuel is pretty slow refilling here, so I don't think there will be an overtake.
No. I mean, I usually think that if the numbers are starting to go up at this point, then I'm not going to get to the pits in time to.
Yep, and out.
Yeah.
Out he goes. So we will see the lead flip-flopping here a little bit. Fruit doesn't belong on pizza.
It's a sweet and sour pizza, Ray. It's a Hawaiian thing. It's lots of Hawaiian food has pineapple in it.
It's delicious.
So, it's one of those big things that it's like. I don't mind that pineapple on pizza because I know its origins, but.
So okay, so Ray, do you eat? What do they? Do you call it ketchup over there?
Yeah.
Do you eat like tomato-based food? Because tomatoes are fruit, and tomatoes are usually heated up. Red sauce.
Red sauce. Oh, tomato sauce. Tomato sauce. Heinz tomato ketchup. They took all the fun out of Heinz tomato ketchup by putting it in squeezy bottles because it used to be really fun to sit there and wait for it to come out of the bottle. Right?
Ray doesn't do tomatoes either. Okay, that's fair. Now we have finalized in the pits here, so we know that the lead is...
See, Ray's getting it. Ray's getting it. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Leave the poor defenseless American alone. He's on his own.
Look, I'll eat enough tomatoes for the both of us.
I love bolognese, so there's no way in this world that I could not have tomatoes. In a BLT,
BLT is great,
isn't it? You can. The good thing about a BLT is you can have it for breakfast or lunch. You know.
Speaking of great, we have ourselves a battle for P6. At least for the moment, Dino and Zico are on different strategies. Zico on the mediums and Dino on the softs. But the softs are pretty worn out. Can the might of the Vantage overcome the M6 here on the front straight?
We won't actually see the might of the Vantage.
No, we won't. Especially
Let's go back to the other button. Yeah, there we go.
Let's go back to the proper button. I think it's... Nope, not that
See,
one.
the might of the might of the Vantage is here where it accelerates. Look at the acceleration it has over the Beamer.
Yeah.
See?
One around on the outside, but this will set up for the inside move in the second chicane. And Platypus just yields the position smartly, so better to just not fight it. Have a quick look at that overtake. Ray, you know lots of people died to figure out which mushrooms were worth eating. At least
every mushroom is edible once.
There were lots of cavemen who sacrificed themselves to figure out which mushrooms are edible. Whoa!
Whoa! Aston was off.
We had a brown flag moment live on stream. All that hard work undone, but hey, no penalty. The game deciding that.
Yeah, that was an accident. You have to imagine me using air quotes.
This stint's not even halfway over, and we're talking about like fruit and pie and mushrooms. All right, let's go through the field real quick. So,
what do they want us to talk about? Cars.
Look, we need these people to start fighting. I think he wants to overtake.
Should we just call it? Should we just call a safety car just for funsies?
Right. Yeah.
Safety car.
Hey, you know in NASCAR they do that, right? There's debris on the track.
Yeah. Somebody's dropped a cigarette butt on the track. Safety car.
Right. Looks like official and so Tom and P4 and Tom and P5 have maintained about the same-ish gap. 3 seconds or so.
Of course, the Lexus has the advantage of the slipstream from the blue. Is it a blue flag? Are you getting a blue flag from that one?
RX 650. So P5 Tom's been lapping a little faster than P4 Tom. Anyway, Dino is back.
I mean, here illustrates the point we were trying to make yesterday, I think, DJ, in the Discord, where the worn soft tires are still marginally better than decent racing mediums, and why?
Who knows?
I mean, by rights, no offense to the guy in the Aston, which is Prima Dino, but this car should have been left him standing. I mean, that Aston is a monster out of the corners. I've tested it here, and it is absolute beast out of the chicanes.
Well, it is when you're not getting sideways. Although Dino's
struggling,
tire is pretty cooked.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Yeah, he's about due for a pit stop.
And he's also very light as well with the fuel. So while it's really nice on the straights to have a really light car with no fuel, it's not so much in these slower bends.
Oh, he got a penalty. Oh, he got such a good run out of that chicane, and now we know why, because he cheated.
Jacko, if you want a real driving simulator, buy a car.
Yeah, I know you can't simulate driving better than in the actual car.
That just kills the whole Gran Turismo franchise dead in one statement. You want a real driving simulator? Go buy a car.
For those of us that can't go buy a car, have the next best thing, Gran Turismo 7.
Well, I haven't got a car, but I live in central London, and that would be daft.
He got another penalty. Oh, he got another half-second tacked on.
Yeah, the car is super unstable with no fuel in it, no tires.
Yeah, I mean, that left front is proper cooked. Speaking of pit stops, AHR's official.
I know him.
We know him. Here comes Dino.
Looks familiar.
We will see where he comes out, having a pretty good stint so far.
The fuel going in. What are they doing? Spitting it in the tank.
Yeah.
Siphoning it out of the... I'm not doing it. You put those in your mouth. No, I'm not doing it.
It's like a bucket, like you're bailing out water. So AHR's Tom is going to come out in P9. I really thought he was going to cross the pit line for a second. He started weaving in the pit exit. So we'll keep an eye on that, see how all this comes around here. P8 is on the mediums and still has a ways to go in his stint, so we might see an overtake there. Speaking of suspension, Shadow testing the suspension. Hello, Skella. All right, let's have a look through the field.
Good evening, Skella. Good afternoon, Skella.
Up to 12-second
Goose
gap
as well. Hello.
P1 is flying, y'all. That is a quick driver, that's for sure.
But is it? I might be wrong, and I'm going to get corrected. But is this not the closest race we've had yet? This like 12 seconds between P1 and P2.
It's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
But we are in stint 2.
We are.
So
it is a very short race as well. It's like a, so that plays into it, I think.
Cheers, Skella. Good to see you. So P2 and 3 are on a little bit of a different strategy. So P3 still has to pit, but he's on the medium, so he'll have a soft stint coming up. P4 for now is the Grid Life Lexus. We'll see if the overcut, if you will cement P4 for them. It also depends on how much fuel they use. P5 is the Project Platypus M6. P6, the ORT Viper. P7 is the GT Finland Corvette. P8, the Project 1 Racing Vantage. P9, the Apex Hunter Racing M6. P10, the Loose Moose Racing Vantage. We just saw, I believe that was P11 going into the pits. And they will fall back down the order temporarily. So P11 for now is the Sector 7 Mi Cougar Lexus. P12 is the Race Asylum Black M6. P13, this is the, I had it pulled up before and now I can't remember who it is. Let's see.
Sector 7.
Yes, yeah. Sector 7, the Boomers.
Yeah.
Vantage. And then now P13 is the RX Racing 650.
With Alejandro.
Who I believe qualified for them yesterday and said the car was terrible. So here we are.
I don't think that the McLaren is set up for Monza. It's probably all the panel gaps.
All the panel gaps.
Hey, British build quality, mate. You can't get worse. I mean, better. Gonna get roasted in the comments now, aren't I?
Yeah. That lack of aero from the panel gaps and a penalty for the 650. So it looks like Tom has reeled in the Vantage a little bit.
Everybody just keeping it nice and steady.
Yeah. New fastest lap of the race. Set this lap. Oh.
Don't Jaeger the ERA Grid Life cars, please. Thanks. What?
He's talking about me saying what tires are on. Secret strategy.
Well, I mean, there's 3 to choose from.
Well, technically, there's only 2, because if you choose the hards, then you're probably wrong.
Probably.
My thing with having this graphic over it is that if you had a spotter who was just watching, like if you were sharing your screen and just watching, you could tell what tires the people come out on, how much fuel they put in. So it's like, you know, the specifics, you know, how worn are their tires and how
some
much
tracks
fuel
though
do they have
on,
left.
so I get what you're saying. When the car comes out the pits, you can just instantly see which tires they've changed to.
Right.
Some tracks it lingers, so you can see what tires they come out on. Some tracks they come out of the pits and it's there for it's like a flash. You know, you don't even register it in your head, and it's like, why can't it just be a bit more consistent?
Well, they're also color
I mean,
coded.
or also, having said that, they could also take that feature out, so we didn't know what tires people were on, because then that would add a little bit more to the drama.
But then,
you know,
they could do like Formula One, where the stickers are different colors, and then you could just look at the cars. That would be asking too much. Half-baked game.
Oh, I would so love it if Kaz was listening to us and we would just sit here and give him a long toilet roll list of things.
He would have shut the stream off by now. Especially when we got to talking about whether fruit should be hot or not.
Or whether fields of roaming Lexus eye.
Right. Lexuses.
Lexi. I don't know. But yeah, Jacko, that Aston really is powerful out the corners.
It's going to make it a tricky overtake for official.
He's catching, no?
He is catching him.
Got the slipstream.
Gee, I wonder why a car is catching another car through the corners.
Or the other one's going faster.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome.
you for that.
You're
Glad
welcome.
we could clear that up.
I mean, come here for all the technical knowledge, right? Well, you see that car there, mate? That car there is faster than that car there, isn't it? That's why that's happening.
And that car there that's faster than all the other cars. Ooh, he's purple.
Oh.
Here comes the fastest
Breathe,
lap.
boy, breathe.
3000's purple.
It's good to see though, because I did think that Aston would be a lot more competitive. It is. It's got huge power out the corners, but
I know Tom wants to get around him, but really no easy way to do
nah,
that.
not into a Scary really.
No.
Oh,
No, he had a bit of a brown flag moment. Dirty air.
he touched the curb, sir. He touched the
I'm
curb.
blaming dirty air. Let me have this.
What do we think, chat?
He really sent it through parabolic. I think he wants to make this move now. Unfortunately, the acceleration in that thing is just crazy.
But the Beamer's pull. See, the Beamer is much better in the slipstream as well. 'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah.
longer geared.
Wow, nice move. That was. I thought Tom broke
Yeah,
late there, but he made that
yeah.
work nicely.
Yep.
Yeah, the Vantage does kind of run out of steam.
Yep.
The
It
M6
does.
definitely does not.
I mean, it makes for a good race, really. I mean, there's not really enough time for the Beamer to get up to its full speed. That keeps the Aston behind it with its acceleration out of the corners. You know, this battle's going to continue. It's going to be leapfrog.
Maybe, but the tire differences we'll see
Yeah,
whether that's
yeah.
the case or not. See how Tom got a better run out of Lesmo 2.
Yeah, well, I've got to factor in the fact that he's a beast, so,
Well,
you know.
but in the Beamer, it's probably its best part of the track is here in the Ascari, so
Oh, chat, you make me laugh. That's funny.
just blame Nick. So I will call that battle resolved for now. So we did have the Grid Life car come into the pits. They came out P10. There may be a spot up for grabs with the Loose Moose car in P9. Going back through the field here, an 18-second gap to P1. That Sector 7 Lexus is flying. Look at those lap times. I mean, 30 through 35 are all within about 2.5 tenths of each other. That's pretty impressive. So we have finalized in P2 the last minute racing GTR. Only about a 5.5 second gap to Evo. P4 about 45 seconds behind. P5 ORT. P6 is GT Finland. P7 is AHR, Apex Hunter Racing. P8 is P1R. P9 is the Loose Moose Racing Vantage. P10 is the Grid Life Lexus. P11, Sector 7 Racing, Me Cougar Lexus. P12 is the Race Asylum Black M6. We have the RX Racing 650 into the pits. They got their medium stint out of the way. Tom doing Tom things, that is correct. Both Toms. So the RX Racing, by the way, this livery, you know what? That if we don't have any real crazy battles, we can do our classic livery appreciation. I say it every time, but the folks that make these liveries are all so talented. They all look so good.
So it almost makes you want to do a side hustle with the favorite livery vote.
That is true. If we had a fancy enough stream, of course, if you saw my setup, you'd wonder how I'm getting it to work at all. But you can have like a poll that pops up and says, "Choose your favorite driver. Who's your livery of the day?" Get out of the shade. Nice. We gotta see. We want to see. I know. I really like platypuses. Actually, platypi is the proper plural of platypus. But if it's the platypuses, which I should be careful how loudly I say that, because it's, you know, dangerous English.
What? For a cat?
Yes. Exactly.
Perry, see? Perry did this one for us. Looks awesome.
Yes, the lobby host.
Just wait for the Le Mans one.
Oh, I can't. Oh, we're going to unveil it in a ceremony.
Just like Queen.
I think I'm gonna upload it next week somewhere.
Cool.
Nice.
Inspection.
Can't wait. All I got to say is whoever's inspecting that, put some sunglasses on.
Don't be epileptic, that's for sure.
Yeah, don't stand too close to your screen.
Speaking of pizza,
if there's any small children or animals around, please ask them to leave the room. Sorry, DJ, go on.
Dino is back in the pits with a full tank of fuel, so I'm guessing this was a very short medium stint for them. But I was going to say, speaking of pizza, the red, white, and green reminds me of Italy, which reminds me of pizza. So we have
it
P3
literally
in the
says
pits.
Alitalia on the side of the car.
It's true, it does. So Dino comes out of the pits in P11. We have a blue flag. This is the...
Yeah, your livery is back there.
I'm sure it is, but I've always liked how they did the little like neon ring around the grill.
It is a gorgeous racing car. I prefer the DB9 race car, but yeah. If somebody gave me that, I wouldn't go, no, I don't want that one. I would be like, yeah, give me that car.
I love this livery. I just want to know why they have CNBC on the side of it. I need someone from RX to tell me what. I don't... CNBC sponsors. So Evo's come out of the pits about 46 seconds behind Finalized, so the gap is coming down. So we will see how all this...
Blue flag for our T-Kings.
Yes. Still a little over a second gap to the Viper back there. Keep an eye on that for sure. Fellow Trax Control user, I empathize. Anybody vibe to the menu music? Hey Lemon, I want you to know that there are YouTube videos out there that have menu music from all the Gran Turismo games, and it's like 2 or 3 hours long, and it's great. Nostalgia bombs. Now, Lemon is not old enough to really appreciate the older Gran Turismo menu song.
If you put me in a room with the Gran Turismo 7 menu music playing constantly, I would probably give up all the secrets and the nuclear codes within about a minute.
Now look,
yeah.
I don't know. Look. I love music as much as the next guy, but that music must be doing something special. Special.
I mean, when it was feeder and bands like that, then it was all good. But it just sounds like lounge music now. It sounds like you're sitting.
Man, race director is just on it. P8 in the pits. It's P8 now. He wasn't P8 before. Let's see where he comes out. There goes Grid Life. So we're gonna have ourselves a fight. Does that say blue flag? Possibly a blue flag. We still have this blue flag going on here, but it looks like the Viper hasn't really caught the Sector 7 Vantage. In fact, I would say that the Viper's lost some time. So I don't think this is infringement worthy or anything like that. Just watching the Trax Control pop in for Nuke makes me really sad that how easy that Vantage can crash, because Parabolic is a pretty fast corner.
Well, most of it's an acceleration zone.
Right.
So if you've got just the tiniest, not enough revs or whatever, wrong gear, yeah. But most of the time you're going off to the left.
We have P6 and 7 in the pits at the same time. So out goes Zico. And awkwardly enough, P1 is there, and then Platypus just yields. Platypus lost a lot of time doing that. That was probably several seconds for slowing down. Of course, naturally, you want to get out of the way of P1, but that was a little bit of an awkward moment there.
Yeah, we might have to talk to his pit crew about when they released him.
You're right. We have a new fastest lap of the race, by the way, set by Evo in P3.
Ugh. I'd need binoculars to see that if I was racing.
Well, if you're driving with binoculars in your hand, something may indeed be wrong.
Right? Oh man, you should definitely call the police on me. I'm definitely driving without due care and attention, that's for sure.
Also, hello, James.
Good evening, James.
So we have a little bit of a three-way battle brewing or P7. P7 just came out of the pits. All three of these cars, I think they don't need to stop again. Hard to say. It'll be close at the very least.
They're all on freshies.
Yeah. P5 in the pits themselves. We will see.
Has the official used the mediums?
He has not.
Ah. I didn't think he had.
I'm sure the boys worked something out.
Oh, he knows what he's doing. Oh,
A really awkward situation is we have a 4-car train for 3 positions. The RX Racing 650, or they just get out of the way. Fair play to them. Around Curva Grande, just getting out of the way. See if we have a move. Oh, we might have a move. A nice, clean overtake. Let's have another look at that one.
Please excuse me for 5 minutes while I go and die. I mean, to the toilet.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
You want to see the leader wing, DJ?
Yep. Leader is 19.2 seconds ahead of P2. Sector 7 Lexus is having quite a stint. P3, 42.5 seconds behind. Then we have 29 seconds behind is P4, the AHR. P3 was Esports Race Asylum. P2, Last Minute Racing. P1, Sector 7 Racing. P5 is the Project Platypus M6. P6 is the ORT Viper. P7, the GT Finland Corvette. P8, the Grid Life Lexus. P9, the Sector 7 Racing Me Cougar Lexus. P10, the Project 1 Racing Vantage. P11, Loose Moose Racing Vantage. P12, about 50 seconds behind, is the Race Asylum Black M6. Then we have the Sector 7 Bugged Livery Vantage in P13, and P14 is the RX Racing 650S.
You now can see the different threads very good. Was the pit still or not?
Yep. Yep, different strategies playing out. We have some drivers that still need to come down pit road one more time, and other drivers, it looks like they're going to go to the end. At least that's how it seems. Say that again, Pezza.
Evo's purple again in the first sector.
Evo's purple again. I'll tell you what, the GTR has been quite the machine in this season. We knew it was going to be pretty good. I'm surprised to have seen it be this good. But I don't know anything about the game, so I guess that makes sense. Still purple going through Ascari. Will we have ourselves a new fastest lap? No autograph. Down through Parabolica.
I just love the sound of the GTR.
Yeah. It is a new fastest lap by 2/100ths of a second. Needless to say, Evo is scooting around the track. Sounds very car. Yes, Lemon. Not much doing for the 3-car train we have here. I think all the positions have stayed the same, at least for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 are still close to each other.
Yep. They are just cruising around.
But P9 and P10 also very close.
And P11. All three of them are all together. Look at this. We're about 2/3 of the way done with Stint 2, and we have 2 3-car trains.
Yeah, the only difference is that number 10 has to pit very soon.
Ah, yes, different strategies. So it's a
other guys.
It's a false train. Hopefully nobody runs out of fuel like they did in qualifying yesterday. Giving some people the side eye. Is he still in chat? Is Jacko in here? Wayne's office Monday morning. Tom's putting down some pretty solid laps himself. All right, so now we might have a battle for P6. The Corvette is finally caught up to the Viper here. Lemon, you should have gotten some sleep before your stint. You're going to be pretty tired. Will we see a move into turn 1? I don't think so. He went for kind of
Good
a
to see a
fake.
battle between those 2 cars.
Yeah.
Both high power.
Yeah. America. We got 2 American cars going at it on an Italian track. Lemon says he rarely drinks energy drinks. Brother, your stint is in like 3 hours. You better hold off. Will we have a move through the Lesmos? Side by side. Wow. They're still side by side. That was a wild turn of events. Let's have a look at that again.
It turned out very nice.
Well, the Viper got a little sideways, and the Corvette said, "Don't mind if I do." A little bit of lag from the ORT. I mean, look at this, folks. This is as clean as it gets through that part of the racetrack.
But with that small battle through the Lesmos, grid life has gained hard.
Yep, taking advantage, and now we have a serious 3-car train. Of course, the Lexus, I think, known more for its acceleration than its top end. And the Viper really pulled on the Corvette there. This is not over. Oh, and he elects to give the Corvette a bump. Interesting. Interesting decision there.
Sorry about that, boys.
Welcome back. We were just
together.
talking about this battle we have going on here for P6. We have a 3-car train.
The mighty Viper versus the mighty Corvette, 2 American muscle cars.
Right.
One built by tractors, the other one built by Chevrolet.
Shadow gone purple.
Yeah, that Corvette is mighty through Sector 1.
Has some evil backlights, that car, doesn't it, eh?
I love it. I love the way this generation of Corvette looks.
Oh, I can't say I hate it. I can't say that.
My favorite is the generation before this one, but I do like my favorite, okay? Me.
So the one that stands out for me in it is the one they had in the 18, and I C5 was it? If Alf was around, he'd know exactly which one it was. But yeah, in 1980s. That's the one I'll always remember.
C5 is the one I had. That's 2000, early
Okay.
2000s.
So it's got to be C3 then or C4. But yeah, I just always remember Face turning up in it. I thought, and then I had a toy version of it.
Speaking of vehicles, here we go. Will we have a move into turn 1? No. I'm actually really impressed by Grid Life Tom's braking there, because he broke right behind the Viper and did not make contact. I don't think that's so hard to get right.
Yeah. I wouldn't have done it. I would probably brake to it. I would have chickened out. Just press brake earlier, way earlier.
In any case, let's have a peek at the rest of the grid, see what's going on. So P1 is now up to 22.5 seconds. The gap to P2 has come down to 34.5 seconds.
Curious what the P1 and P2 will do with the pitting. Will P2 pit at the same time as P1, or just go for it a little bit more?
Yeah. Evo set another fastest lap, almost into the 46s. And there goes P1 into the pits. They had to come in. They had no fuel left. P5, it looks like lapping a little faster than P4. Then we have our 3-car train. It looks like the GT Finland Corvette has pulled away a little bit from the ORT Viper, but Viper has not quite broken the toe of the Grid Life Lexus thus far. We may have a vantage on vantage battle here coming up momentarily. Here we go. The Vantage manages to get around the 650 there. We've got another blue flag situation coming up through the Lesmos, which is a really awkward situation to be in.
So deceptively difficult, those 2 corners.
Yeah, you can definitely take them a lot faster.
It's one of those 1/8 of your wheel goes on the curb and you're in the lap of the gods then.
Yeah. Speaking to St. Peter at the pearly gates. So we have a new P1 temporarily, although P1 still needs to pit one more time.
Oh. So, race is settling down.
It is a little bit crazy. I mean, there's still P7 is still up for grabs at the very least, but the battle's kind of drawing itself out. It looks like the cars are where they should be. Nobody's gaining on anybody, at least in those 3 positions. We do have a vantage fight here for P9.
It's a good looking car.
I know. There's a I don't know what exactly it is. It's like a Vantage GT4.
There was
somebody
that
near
famous episode
where I live owns one, and it's like royal blue with yellow trim. It's a gorgeous car. It looks awesome. But it's like a street version of. It looks like a GT.
So there was that one episode of Top Gear where they had those affordable 2-seater cars or whatever.
Yeah.
And James May rocked up in a Aston Martin GT4 car where where the windows didn't open. He had to sit in a racing bucket seat. It was all like harness and no aircon, no nothing at all. And it was like. And it was just hilarious, but still, you know, you could drive it to the track, for a few laps, and then take it home on the back of an RAC van.
There you go.
Number 2 almost at the brown flag.
Brown flag. You say number 2?
Yeah, Grey Goo. In the last corner.
Oh, it could have been lag.
Yeah, that is also in the last one.
Whoa. So it looks like we had a blue flag moment with AHR Tom and the Sector 7 Vantage, but clearly no harm, no foul there.
Monster of the M6.
Badger.
What's that, Pezza? Sorry.
Our AHR warrior in the chat, Badger.
Badger!
Hello, Badger. Good to see you. The absolute worst choice. I'm gonna need some of these cars that are within like a second or 2 of each other to get it together. We need to see some fighting. It's not time to start singing.
Safety car. Safety car. There's a petal on the leaf. On the track. There's a petal on the track.
P9 and P10 are actually flying. Like they're both going really fast. Like really fast. In fact, they're about to unlap themselves from P1. Okay, P1's gonna pit now. We were about to have a real awkward situation. P9 and 10 are lapping in the 47s. Which, I mean, you can see the fastest lap is a 47 too. So lapping in the 47s is pretty good, and they both are doing it, so they can't catch each other.
I think they both switched to the softs now.
Oh, P10 has a penalty. Can we see how he picked that up? Where was the cheating?
Classic.
Really? That's a penalty?
Yeah.
What? Look, the sausage curb is so big in that first chicane, you might as well just let them have it. If they want to bounce the car through there, that's up to them.
Yeah, leave their exhaust pipe behind.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, and due to that pit stop, we now have a new driver in P2. That's Evo.
In the mighty GTR.
In the mighty GTR, your favorite.
They're all right.
I don't think there's going to be a battle for P2.
Maybe later on. They both don't have to pit anymore and finalize on better tires.
Yep, we will indeed find out.
I mean, Tom's still got to use the mediums.
Yep, and it looks like the gap to P4 is slowly coming down. But otherwise, really not a lot going on that we can talk about. All the gaps are kind of stretching themselves out. See, now would have been a good time to have that discussion about whether or not fruit should be heated.
Oh, we could have a discussion about whether cars rubber banding is a good thing.
Well, again, all the blame for that goes to Polyphony Digital.
It wouldn't look good for them if we put them on trial. I mean,
put them on trial.
Yeah.
Taking them
all
to
the
court.
evidence stacked up against them about this game. You know.
Court of England, Wayne versus Polyphony Digital.
We only deal with facts here, sir. And the fact is,
right here, lobbies are. Insert derogatory term here.
Let's have driver swaps. Just if we just had that,
right? Forget
and the ability to do 24-hour races, right? Then I mean, to put this thing together, a whole bunch of people have to come together in a clockwork manner, right, to make sure this works. And Polyphony Digital could fix that. They could fix everything that people do with this game, right, if they just let us do driver swaps and 24-hour races, right? 200 laps maximum, I think, is the maximum you can do, isn't it? I don't know what it is for the timer, and I should know, but I don't know. But
it's 24 hours. You can do a 24-hour race.
You can do a 24-hour race. Yep. Right, okay. So why can't we do drive? I mean, what? You know, my brain doesn't do illogical things very well, and it's illogical to put the ability to do a 24-hour race, and you might think that someone's going to sit there for actual 24 hours. Come on.
Well, yeah, well
that rant made my mouth hurt.
There's a joke to be made in there somewhere.
Hey.
Anyway.
I want to tell you what to go do with your joke, but...
So, yeah, I mean, I've never understood why... I get that it's an easy option to make. It's probably not easy to do driver swaps. There's probably, with what limited programming knowledge I have, probably not as easy as it sounds.
No. Well, first of all, you'd have to make the lobbies bigger. Well, right? Yeah. But you'd only have to make it one driver bigger. Right, because once one driver finishes, they leave, and then the next driver comes in.
Well, yeah.
So you don't have to.
That would be. You would need to make at least have like spectator slots, which is probably doable. You have 16 driver slots or whatever, and then you have like infinite number of spectator slots. Like I don't know why people can't spectate, but who knows? I'm sure there's a reason. There's probably an actual reason, even if it's just Sony didn't want to pay for it.
I mean, a set of Corsa can do it, right?
Yeah, but those have... I mean, yeah. But the servers for Assetto Corsa, you can do some shenanigans with those.
I mean, it's one thing. The one thing that makes me laugh about Assetto Corsa is like when I'm doing the on the single player career mode, I'm swapping with myself.
I got you, Shadow Show.
It's
right. I mean, yeah, you're swapping with yourself.
well, this driver's really tired. Out comes the clone.
You're right. Out comes the same driver with a different name. I mean, it would be fun to swap with like an AI.
I think my third driver on the set course is called Puff the Magic Dragon.
Hello, ads. Welcome in, mate.
Hello, ads.
Set up back. Here's a fun fact for you. I sit an ironing board on my lap to hold my mouse and keyboard and controller and everything.
An ironing board? What the hell is one of those?
What do you
What
call
do you do
that?
with that?
What do you call that? What do you call that over there? Hang on, are we about to have like an educational experience?
No, DJ, it's just something I won't allow in my house. Ironing? That sounds like a whole bunch of wasting of a day.
Yeah, ads. Tom
Could be
is
doing
having a
any
really good
number of
stint.
things all day. He is having a good stint, but he's got a pit.
Yep.
Yeah, you could be doing any number of things rather than making sure your clothes are flat.
Am I seeing 4 Aston Martins on track? I don't think so. Hang on.
Have you been drinking?
Have you been drinking? Here we go. P4 into the pits. This will certainly be his last pit stop. He's still got to use the medium tire. We'll see where he comes out. He's been driving around in P4 for quite a while. There goes P5. Here comes the GT Finland Corvette. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, there was a little bit of an incident, and he lost 2 positions for that. Oh, the Corvette got a little loose and ran into him and knocked him off the track. Let's have another look at that. We go through here. Corvette tries to go around the outside. That was awkward. Very unfortunate. Hard to say exactly what happened there.
See what Tom can do with fresh tyres and low fuel.
Yep. I would imagine their pace will be similar to the folks that haven't pitted in a while that have worn out soft tires. We will see. If he stays in the tow, that certainly won't hurt. But I will say, driving around on softs for 2 hours and then putting on mediums is not easy.
I didn't actually try the mediums, I don't think. I always think it's really important, and if I'm going to commentate on a race, I'll give it a try, you know. But I don't think I tried the medium, I just found that the BMW was actually quite solid here.
Hey, Cliffy. So the gap to P1 is now 11 seconds.
Oh, Cliffy! Lemon, you spelled my name right. My heart is warmed.
Let's see what Evo can do.
Yep.
Warn softs against fresh mediums.
Yep. He's been lapping really, really well so far. We are on lap 59, so we are pitting at the end of lap 67, so we are getting close. We're about, what, 10 minutes away? 10 minutes away from a handover.
I'm going to stick my head in a bucket of salt water.
Well, at least for now, Tom on the medium's not able to quite keep up with the two cars in front, but if they start fighting, may be able to keep up enough to take advantage of that. One thing about the mediums in this game is it always seemed like it took a really long time to get them warmed up. But once they got warmed up, they actually felt pretty nice. Brief cameo of Wayne's little icon there.
Yeah, you need to turn that off. It's not on your screen. Sorry about that. I just mute myself there because I live in central London and London was happening outside. Oh, it's very loud around here, especially on a Saturday evening. Got lots of these little boutique bar type things around this area where, you know, like craft beers, and it's very what was the word we used to use about 5-10 years ago? Yeah, there's lots of microbreweries and pop-up kitchens and that sort of thing. Yeah, so get a few tourists around here that want to come and experience some of this local cuisine and stuff.
P4 has a pretty significant penalty of 1.5 seconds that they're going to serve here. Probably not in danger of losing P4, but certainly not going to help the cause.
There haven't been too many penalties, I don't think, during this stint.
Not too much. Evo's pace is starting to dip just a little bit, and the mediums of P1 starting to heat up. Speaking of mediums, Tom's mediums aren't wearing at all.
He's been very delicate with them.
Yeah. Grid Life Tom has not really closed the gap all that much to AHR Tom, but Tom is losing the two cars in front ever so slowly.
But happens to be going blue.
Well, to be fair, Sector 1 is a chicane and some throttle input, so... Well, we say that, but... Tom did pull a chunk of time. I have a feeling there's going to be a fight for P5 before too long.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Because, I mean, they're off, you know, going to have a problem turning left sooner or later.
Yep, every NASCAR fan's worst nightmare, having a problem turning left.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, if they turn right, there's a wall.
Ah, well.
So,
can't help it. The spectators need somewhere to sit. But anyway, so Kings has been having a real nightmare, and now Tom is right on the back of him. Here's where we're seeing where using those soft tires for a really long time versus fresh mediums can make a difference. Thank you to all of our AHR teammates complimenting our commentary. Much love, much appreciated. Wayne and I have done this a number of times now, and it's always a pleasure to have my boy Wayne on comms.
Even when I'm wounded.
Wounded. I'm just gonna say, even when you've lost some weight.
Medic! Medic!
Hey, be careful which syllable you emphasize of that on the family-friendly stream, sir.
Okay.
And that Viper is just a rocket in a straight line. Anyway, let's check out the rest of the field. The gap to P1 is still coming down. Even though P1 is lapping in the low 48s, Evo's still getting in the low 48s and high 47s himself.
I don't know. Ads plants can be quite interesting.
This is much more interesting than plant. They can be interesting. Venus flytrap. Those are interesting plants, right?
I knew you was gonna say that.
They're interesting plants.
That's true. True. It's also scary. There's a plant out there that eats meat. What if it decided one day to just like grow to human size?
Well, you still have to walk in it. It's not like it's going to come get you, you know. Now, there are people that would stick their head in it.
For YouTube views.
Yeah, well, for clout.
There's that guy. There's a guy that does the thing with the bugs where he gets himself stung by like, is this the most painful hornet ever? And you think, dude.
Well, you know, there was a guy
yes,
that did
it
that.
is.
There was a guy that did that, but it was so that people would know how painful stings were. It was like for science.
I'm only messing, but still,
well,
like, voluntarily put something in your arm that you know is going to cripple you for. I saw one guy, it crippled him for like 3 or 4 days. You know, it was like, oh.
Hey, look, if that's what they're into, whatever. So AHR Tom has used the toe to pull a bit of a gap on Grid Life Tom, but now Grid Life Tom is under attack from the P1R Vantage, who suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
He must have rerouted his power to the engines.
He turned the shields off. We're going to have to move into Ascari. Uh-oh. Oh, and the Grid Life car wisely brakes a little early. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle from P1R. This may not be over. Here comes the Lexus.
No, it's still Parabolica to come.
Yeah. Will we have a move? P1R going defensive. Oh, and a bump is given. But he does go in a little deep through Parabolica. Yeah, that acceleration, though, of the Vantage is serious business.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Spitfire mentality. Hey, put a great big engine in it.
And it looks like Shadow must have had a moment of some kind, because now the gap is down to less than a second to P6. P5 still very much up for grabs, with just 4 or 5 laps remaining, depending on where you are in the track. I guess it's 5 laps for everybody at this point, 5 or 6 laps.
I mean, I suppose the only thing you could try now is the unforced psych.
Unforced error. Oh! King's had a big moment, it looked like. It was hard to see because of the camera. Have another look at that. These tires are very worn in these high torque cars. Yep, he had a brown flag moment, that's for sure, but not as bad as it looked at first. Tom seems pretty content to just ride in the toe of these two.
It's probably best.
Yeah.
He knows he's got the tyre, he knows he's got the torque. He can just sit in that slipstream.
And he really can't, because of how fast the Viper and Corvette are, he can't really push to overtake them here.
No, I mean, and they'll just swoop back past him again.
Right, you'll end up losing more time that way. If this were the last stint, it would be one thing, but...
Yeah.
Fortunately, the two cars behind are going to be fighting each other, so... Let's have a quick look at the lead. Down to under 9 seconds, but again, the gap not coming down now as much as it was before. Of course, the tires on the GTR are quite worn at this point.
Fuel is quite worn as well.
Well, that's what happens when you drive. Fuel goes down.
Yeah, it just disappears.
Uh-oh, now Tom in danger of losing the tow, although he did get a nice run out of Lesmo 2. I'm sorry, Lesmo 1. He did get a good run out of Lesmo 2. I wonder if he's taking it easy. It's nice when you're in a situation like this. It's nice when the cars in front have good enough pace to pull you along. You're not, you know, being held up. Second place has fueled in the next stint. Uh-oh. Tim with the insider information. We're going to have a driver swap infringement in the next stint. You heard it here first. And Kings just went way wide out of Parabolica. Kings is on the struggle bus. Let's have another look at that. He just got on the throttle too early and went
Oh yeah, once
wide.
you get that, once you stick that car on that green bit, yeah. Car went all American on him. He just went, no, I'm going left.
Still in front of the AHR M6, only a reprimand if no time is gained. Well, Wayne, as you know. Oh, we have a little bit of side-by-side action into the second chicane. Hold on. ORT went for it there. Let's have a quick look at that, and then we'll get back to it. Wayne, as you know, what can happen if no time is gained? Maybe it's too soon for
I'll
that.
have. Sorry, bruv.
Visited your own office Monday morning, and now Kings and official
I am.
through. All the action happening. Kings has dragged official through. Let's see what happened. A little bit of contact there going into Lesmo 2. It's almost like the GT Finland car missed a shift. That was... Oh! He's almost out of fuel. Oh, buddy, he's fuel saving. Oh, he has a problem. He's gonna have to pit. This is bad. Yep, here he comes down pit road. Oh, I wonder.
That's a damn shame.
I don't know if he's used the mediums or not, but that is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, 2 laps to go.
Started on mediums.
Ooh. F indeed.
Hey Perry, how's Perry?
Nick, no. So the gap from P6 to 7 has come down a little bit as P7's managed to pull away from P8 just a little bit. Well, I mean, we had was it Bathurst? We had the one driver that ran out of fuel halfway around the track. That was brutal.
Yeah, that's even more brutal, I suppose. Well, I mean, just don't want it to happen, do you? But you know, racing wouldn't be racing without the drama.
Right. So the leaders are on the final lap. 8.5 seconds to P1. P1's done quite well on those medium tires. The softs just didn't quite last long enough for Evo. So we're going to have our first driver swap into Stint 3 here momentarily. Sector 7 Lexus in the lead by just under 9 seconds. Good luck to everyone in Stint 3. Evo will be in just behind. Yep, he's entering the pits now. And away they go. Stint 3
Evo
now
with the
underway.
1% fuel.
Yep, Evo did the fuel exactly right. Finalized, now coming around Parabolica for the final time. Pretty big gap. 2P4. There goes last minute racing. Next up, we have Project Platypus in the M6. Yep, Tom is just content to be dragged around the track by the Viper. I would say it's a pretty good strategy. Kings is a solid driver. No shame in that at all, especially on the harder tire. Here comes Zico for Project Platypus. They'll be the next one in. And away goes Project Platypus. Now, we have a Perry on our team, but I see Perry the Platypus. I'm guessing that you are part of Project Platypus, in which case I say yes, I really do like this livery.
He's the owner, DJ.
Oh, cool. There goes Kings, and of course there goes AHR almost at the same time. Here comes P1R, they're gone. Here comes Grid Life, they're gone. Man, all these cars mid-pack. There goes Loose Moose Racing. Shadow comes in with no fuel left.
This is awesome, though. This is awesome when all cars are close.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
coming in. We get an early T.
Apparently they used to call him Pezza as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you know, Pezza seems like a natural way to go with the name Perry.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
Here comes Sector 7 Me Cougar. And away they go. Next, we're going to have Race Asylum Black in the M6, just now entering the pits. And away they go. Then we're going to have the Sector 7 Vantage, the bugged livery Vantage. If I knew how to make YouTube push you to the Stint 3 stream, I would do that, but I don't. Twitch, it was easy. YouTube, I have no idea how to do that, if it's even possible with this account. But in any case, here comes Nuke, fellow American, down into the pits for the final time.
What happened?
He accidentally got out of the pits.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No real worries.
Kevin accidentally left the pits, but he's just hanging out. And RX Racing. So with that, Stint 2 is officially over. All the cars have swapped. We made it. 2 hours.
We made it.
Well, I
2
made
hours
it.
of.
You get to do this again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and have an hour and a half of nothing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, chat. Thank you,
cheers.
DJ.
Cheers for everybody joining us. Thank
Yes,
you, Wayne.
thank you for being here.
And,
Thanks for DJ and Wayne.
Thank
for
you,
Thank you, Perry.
Pezza, for race directing. It's always
Me
a
and
pleasure.
Perry will be back for Stint 4.
Yep. Wayne and Perry are bringing it home. So yeah, so go ahead and hop on over to Stint 3, everybody. It's been a pleasure. I'm DJ Brohawk, alongside Slide Rules 2, aka Wayne, and our boy Pezza GT. We will